Good evening and welcome to the game of the week from District 6 Stadium. Tonight, it's a rematch of a season opener from 2016 as the Greeley West Spartans host the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Mike Ray, Dean Popejoy, and Warren Ray bringing it to you. Good to have you along as we enter into this 2017 season. If you recall, last year the Spartans and the Riders were both loaded with a lot of talent and senior-clad teams, and the Spartans went on to a lopsided victory over the Riders, and it was a 35-11 victory. But a year later, the new season brings on several big changes for both teams. For the Riders, it's a new coach in Lane Wassinger, who has now led his team in 0 week with a 46-0 victory over Thornton, and of course leading now the 3A Tri-Valley League after just 1 week. For the Spartans, who have not opened up their campaign, this is the opening game here for the 2017 season. They are a team that lost several seniors, including senior Darren Delacroix, who is now at Northern Colorado playing for the Bears this fall. The Riders come in with a large roster, mostly made up of seniors and juniors, and the Spartans come in with a much smaller roster, both age-wise and as far as size. So this is really going to be an interesting game tonight because it's almost a reversal if you think about what we've seen over the years with these two teams. Traditionally, the Riders are a very quick team, not as quick as far as was on the offensive line, but now they're a much larger team that comes in and they will be the muscle, where the Spartans will come in with a smaller, quicker unit, younger team that is very game and will take on a senior-clad team here out of Roosevelt. Tonight might be really motivation here for redemption here for the Riders, who last year were really expected to do very well with another senior-clad team, and of course started the year off not so well, or maybe the way that they would like to have done, where they lost to Greeley West and then went on to lose a couple of games. As far as their overall record last year, they were 4-6, and of course in 2015 they went very deep and went to the state championship before losing in their league. So we are all set and ready to get underway here from District 6 Stadium. Good to have you along. It's the Riders in white and the Greeley West Spartans in their home navy blue. Ball going to go out of bounds very quickly. We will give you the starting lineups here for both teams. On the offense for Greeley West, it's number 1, Derek West, who is a junior. He's the running back at 5'8". DJ Starks, a 5'11" running back, number 3. Brody Clark is the incumbent, really. He's the sophomore, and he will be starting out, number 10. Number 16, Aaron Rojas, 5'10". He is the quarterback tonight. Joey Pacencia, he's at 6'3", number 21, will be starting at the tight end position. Then it's Israel Ramirez, who will be also a running back, number 43. Josh Emerson, number 64 on the offensive line. Daniel Bereza, he is number 75. He's the guard. And it is also Daniel Balderrama, number 76, another guard. So Derek West starting it out for Greeley West. You will hear his name called a lot. We recall Derek last year saw a lot of action, very quick off the snap of the ball. So you will see really the key here for the Spartans is to use some of that speed on the offensive line to try to open up holes, and you will see a lot more running. 2nd down, 5, ball sitting on the 40-yard line. Beautiful evening here at District 6 Stadium. Handoff again. This time snuffed behind the line. Good defensive charge. You could see challenging and beating off of the left tackle was Roosevelt. Roosevelt very, very quick, and that was Corteco Dillon who was in on the tackle for Roosevelt. So they are giving him a half a yard. That brings up 3rd and 4. Roosevelt really starting to have a whole new wrinkle. We'll talk more about that with Lane Waringer, their new coach. Handoff misdirection, got the hole, going to get the first down. Nice run. And more importantly was the offensive line really opening up that hole. So it's a first down for the Spartans and a nice start here for Greeley West, needing to establish that ground game early. Keep in mind, a lot of these players are freshmen, sophomores, laced with juniors and seniors. Usually it's the other way around. First down, ball sitting on the 48-yard line. West looking to make a statement early. This is their opening game. Pitch left side, got a hole, got about 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. So for Greeley West, if you think about the history of this team, they are a team that is very good in regards to mixing up plays. Jason Renoff, of course, taking over from Mark Rogie now, several years ago. Mark over at Resurrection Christian, and they did very well also last year. But you might see a little more passing here. Handoff. An attempt at an arm tackle, but a nice gain on the play. So Greeley West now moving very effectively on the ground, and it's been really a straight diet of running. And that'll bring up 3rd and 4. So how important is this series for Greeley West here to come out and take charge in the offensive line? You can see the shift. So Nick Marshall doing a good job at quarterback. There's the run. Clark Brody fighting his way, but it looked like he got stopped before the first down marker. We'll see where they officially mark it, but if so, that's a big stop for Roosevelt because West was on the move. So gaining 2 on the play brings up 4th and 2. We'll see how Renoff takes this ball now, sitting on the 43-yard line. And West going to go early here. Renoff trying to make a statement. That's Derek West. You could see almost going over the line of scrimmage for Roosevelt, but getting back was Adrian Castillo. Quick dive up the middle. We'll see if there's enough there. It's going to be close. We'll see where the mark is, but then shoved back. Roosevelt thinks they got him. So Roosevelt will take over on downs on a good defensive charge. And they will have the ball on their 43-yard line. One thing that we've heard about Roosevelt coming into this ball game is the fact that over the years, they have been traditionally a running team, going more with a superpower offense. Obviously, now you see them, now you don't, trying to pull the rabbit out of the hat, and they were very effective with that with Coach Easton. But this year, it's a little bit different here for Roosevelt. Not only do they have good running, we'll give you some numbers a little bit later on what they did against Thornton, but they also have a very effective passing game. So Roosevelt in white, their first series, opening up with a pass very quickly, connecting. Nice spin moves, extending the play, and getting close to the first down. So that was TJ Sterling, a senior wideout. Starting lineup here on the offense for Roosevelt is Sterling, number 2. Number 3 is Devin Sanchez. He's the running back. He is a junior. Angelo Hurtado, you remember that name, number 7, also a running back. Trent Beal, the quarterback, number 15. Brandon Obrecht, he is the tight end, number 45. Dominic Sailors, he's number 50. He's the offensive lineman. You can see the penalty on the play, so the ball is going to be pushed up. And a great opportunity here for Roosevelt. To finish it out, Connor Hanlon, number 58 on the offensive line. James Heater, number 60, offensive line. These are all seniors. And finishing it out was Dylan Tackett, number 75. Looking pass, nice throw and connection on the run on the play action. And connecting very quickly to Tanner Shuffler. He is a junior. So you can see this is a whole different look here for Roosevelt. We're not used to seeing this. Even though they had very good numbers on the ground game, really kind of disguising a little bit of the passing game, which they're coming out early with. 2nd and 1, ball in the 28. Second man through gets slammed to the turf. We'll see if he has enough for the first. So Angelo Hurtado, who can also play quarterback, second man through, brings up 3rd and 1. So both teams coming out swinging, and we'll see of the two teams who scores first. Clearly it's the running game now of Greeley West versus more of the passing game of the Riders. First man through, carrying a lot of Spartans, getting the first down. So a nice play and nice run by DJ Starks. Starks is the junior at 5'11", hovering around 200 pounds. So keep in mind a lot of speed there along with power. When you're at 5'11", 200 in high school football with speed, tough guy to get down. Ball on the 18-yard line. West stacking it up, nice play. You could see the defensive line just really taking over there. And that was a much-needed play for Greeley West. That was Pacencia coming in from his linebacker position at 6'3". So if West can hold them here to a field goal, that will be a huge victory. You can see Roosevelt putting up 46 points against Thornton last week. There's a missed snap. West comes up with it. That was a huge play. And you could see coming up with the ball for Greeley West. So it was Graham coming up with the ball. How big was that? Because Roosevelt was very close to scoring. So Andre Brown, check that. The DN coming in, the junior. And a lot of that was just started on a miscue and a high snap. And you could see the quarterback for Roosevelt was already started to make the move, just didn't look it in. So now an opportunity here for Greeley West. They had a very good series initially. Handoff, nice hole up the middle. On the run for West. It was Starks. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 7 to go. Ball sitting on the 34. You will see really West start to open up the passing game. It's just getting comfortable, this being their first game. Nice run going left side, Starks. We'll hear him a lot tonight for Greeley West. Most likely we will hear a lot of Derek West's name also called tonight for Greeley West. Very quick is Derek West, another junior. So you have two juniors starting for West, and Derek West and DJ Starks. And keep in mind, there's another year to go. You also had Jared Clark, who can run as well. That name probably sounds pretty familiar to you from last year. 3rd down and 4. Misdirection, nice cut. Getting extra, and that's Derek West. So West blasting through a very nice hole by the offensive line. And that gets the first down. Ball now sitting on the 47-yard line. You can already see this could be potentially, once both teams settle down, a very good offensive game because the defensive lines so far have had trouble on both sides stopping the charge. Handoff, that's Derek West, quickly met and swarmed gang tackle by a host of riders. So Roosevelt very quick off the ball in regards to, which is what we've seen over the years defensively. They swarm a lot. A lot of their players on the defensive line in that 220 up to 250, 260 range. But again, keep in mind that's a little bit lighter now. And that's good against a team like West, who also is very quick on the offensive line. Speaking of West, that's Derek West, trying to churn the legs to get a little extra out of that, close to the 50-yard line. But this ought to be an interesting series here, and really, when you think about what Jason Renoff has to do, it's all about chemistry. So Renoff will be trying different things. Aaron Rojas, of course, is the starting quarterback who did not start last year. He is a sophomore, getting the starting nod here tonight. Keep in mind, Jared Clark can play quarterback. Play action, looking pass, got a man open, going to get extra yards before going out of bounds at about the, we're going to say 40, actually check that, about the 37 or 38-yard line. So Renoff, very smart in the way that he's calling this. He's just getting his new team comfortable here, setting up the pass with a very good running attack and letting that offensive line really get into the rhythm of the game to provide opportunities here to move the ball. Minute 50 left. Starks on, he's got a hole. He may head to the house, heading there, and touchdown. Very quickly, Greeley West taking advantage of the mistake that Roosevelt had on the missed snap, taking it down on some nice running plays. One very good pass play to set that up, and you can see the speed of Starks taking it in off the left side. And keep in mind that block on the outside was outstanding to allow Starks just to really waltz his way in, and you could see the speed of TJ. Minute 39 left. West on top, as you can see, 6-0. Low snap. West is going to have to take it himself, and this is going to be obviously a missed opportunity at an extra point. But with a minute 39 left here, we're going to take a short timeout. Greeley West on top. First quarter. We'll be right back. Welcome back to District 6 Stadium, and a missed opportunity by Roosevelt after a very good defensive play in their own territory, and West taking advantage of some good running and really some very good execution. Ball taken, should be marked at around the 38-yard line, where Roosevelt, with a minute and 29 here in the first quarter, very quick quarter, and really very error-free. You don't expect that early in the season, especially for a relatively young team in Greeley West. And the thing that I'm impressed with is the execution level of Greeley West with such a young team and really a whole new look. I mean, we've not seen Starks run. We have seen Derek West run. And keep in mind, no Darren Delacroix, and of course, a new quarterback. So it's a whole new system Going right side, got a hole. Rambling got about 8 or 9 on the play. That was Ordonez that was in on the tackle. So they officially gave it 8 on the play, so that brings up 2nd down and 2. Mike Ray, Dean Popejoy, Warren Ray bringing it to you. Good to have you along. Opening game already. Wow, summer went quickly. Crowd is good, a lot of support. This is going to be a great season. Handoff. You can see the battle at the line. Hurtado, who's used to mixing it up in the trenches, pushing for a couple of extra yards, loses his helmet on the play. Angelo, of course, one of the relatives of Cameron Hurtado, who was very well known in Johnstown over the last few years. Of course, part of the charge going back to 2015 to lead them to the state championship before losing. 6-0, West on top. Missed opportunity on the missed snap on the extra point. So this is a couple of setup plays here for Roosevelt. That looks more like Roosevelt on the keeper. Rambling forward before getting banged hard for Roosevelt. So Beal getting welcomed by some linebackers here for Greeley West. You think about what we saw with Greeley West, it looked a lot more like the Roosevelt Rough Riders in their offense to open it up. And really, Roosevelt, when they made their first charge and first series, looked more like Greeley West as of just a couple of years ago. Could be the final play here in the first quarter. Clearly some movement on the line. You could see both West and Roosevelt going over the line. We'll see who gets their hand caught in the cookie jar. It's going to be most likely Roosevelt. They're already starting to move back. Too early to predict this game. You have too many offensive weapons here for both teams. What I'm impressed with is West coming out and throwing the ball early. Playing it smart, getting out of the pocket on the pass and hitting the open man in the flat, which is a smart play, very much like what we're seeing with the Denver Broncos right now. Final play of the quarter. Looking straight back, nobody open. Gonna try to find it, almost picked off. Incomplete, and that'll do it after 1. So Greeley West getting first blood after 1 in the books. It's 6-0. You're watching the game of the week, and we'll be right back.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium, 6-0 West, heading into the second quarter. Roosevelt, one of those teams you can see is very explosive. This is a team you don't want to take lightly, and really, as we started to allude at the beginning here of the broadcast, is they are looking for a little bit of revenge, because last year it was not a result that they wanted, again, with a team that they expected to go deep. So with the loss on the play, it's now 3rd and 13, ball sitting on the 49-yard line. It will be interesting to see how Coach Warringer starts to play this out. Will he get a little more conservative, or will he keep attacking with the air? Here comes the rush of West. Very good read. Going to get the first down, and a whole lot more is Roosevelt. And a great read An attack by the quarterback in Trent Beal. So the junior making really a senior-like move there. Looked like another quarterback we know for the Denver Broncos with that run. So the ball sitting on the first, or it's a first down, and the ball sitting on the 35-yard line. So for two teams that really, we're going to say West more so, that are inexperienced, and a junior quarterback here for Roosevelt, you're seeing some very good execution. There's the power move up the middle. Devin Sanchez getting a couple. This is a very important series here for Roosevelt to answer right back with 11-12 as we head towards halftime. Second down, 8, ball sitting on the 33-yard line. Hard to believe this is our 9th season together. It's good to be here with you on Comcast, Channel 16, District 6 television. Pass, man wide open, nice throw and catch. Heading down close to the touchdown, really in the red zone clearly. Going to Sanchez, the running back. Very impressed with the way that Roosevelt is mixing up their plays. You could see on the play action drawing the defense and getting them to hesitate, and then of course connecting and getting the first down, ball sitting on the 15-yard line. If you're a fan in Johnstown, you got to be happy with what you're seeing this year in regards to the diversity of the offense. Nice defensive snuff by Greeley West in on the tackle. So it's Clark in on the tackle for Greeley West. That name obviously very familiar. Brody's been around now. This is his junior year, hard to believe already. We'll see him on the basketball court once this season is over. Little different look for Brody this year. He was playing quarterback last year and more of a running back and defensive player. Cutting over the left tackle for Roosevelt was Jacob Morey. Morey is a junior and got back some of that yardage that they lost. In fact, they had lost 4. Now it's 3rd and 9. So Roosevelt with a good opportunity here to not only walk away with a field goal, but that's not enough. Obviously, if they can get the touchdown and get the extra point, they get the lead. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Second quarter, good to have you along. 9:10 left here. Going to do the lob play for the corner and broken up right at the last second. That was a huge play by Greeley West. That was Loma Brendan, also a junior cornerback at 6 feet 157. So we'll see what Roosevelt does here. Will they be aggressive or will they go for the field goal? I am guessing they're going to go field goal here. And that's why I'm not the coach. So they're going to go for it. Warringer, confident in his team. On 4th and 8, going to look pass again. Here comes the defense. Throw it to the end zone, and it's no good. So a very good, and there's going to be a flag. And it looks like it's going to go against West. And it could be Bruning. You could see with his hands to the helmet on a push. But we'll wait for the stripes to give it a call. So it looks like it's going to go against Roosevelt. You can see the West defenders pointing the other way, running back happy. Bruning initially you could see was not happy, thinking that the flag was against him. So the Spartans do take over, and another missed opportunity here for Roosevelt. And clearly Roosevelt, if you look at the numbers so far, very impressive in the air. But the West defenders very tough in the red zone. not allowing the pass to be completed. And a lot of that was the pressure being put on the quarterback for Roosevelt. So Beal getting chased, maybe not the way he would like to be. The blockers not making the effective blocks, and the West defense coming up big here. So for Greeley West, if they can go on and win this with a young team that's really untested, that would be a huge victory as they get ready for the 4A conference. The Longs Peak League, of course, there's a history there of being in the 4A Northern. So West now taking over and really kind of in the coffin corner. That's Derek West, and he's met hard at the line of scrimmage and pounded. Albrecht in on the tackle for Roosevelt. So Albrecht, the senior, who also plays baseball, doing a fine job putting the thumping on Derek West. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Ball sitting on the 5-yard line. Interesting play calling here for a young team in West. That's West again, speaking of West, Derek West. May have gotten a couple. Greeley West, really, if they can not only move the ball, but if not, at least get out without losing the ball and giving them good field position on a potential punt. So that brings up 3rd and 8. So if you're Jason Renoff, you're thinking, do we want to go in the air? It's an obvious passing down with an untested quarterback. So far, they're 1 for 1 on the pass, going on the sprint out and completing it earlier in the quarter. 7:42 left here. Good to have you along. Second quarter. West on top with the ball. Handoff, smart play. And it should be enough for the first down. That was a great play. It was TJ Starks. And if so, that is a huge play. It does bring up 4th down and 1. So tempting here for Greeley West to want to go for it. So far, the offensive line has done a good job of opening up holes for TJ Starks and Derek West. Derek West has been more of the power runner, where Starks has been more of the speed runner attacking the line. So you can see Starks in the backfield along with their quarterback. West in motion, meaning Derek West, and they're going to call timeout. So it's a good idea here to take some time and kind of figure things out. Spartan's going to take one. So we will take one too with 6:43 left here in the second quarter. It's Greeley West on top, 6-0.
At Milliken Animal Clinic, our purpose is to serve the residents of Northern Colorado by providing exceptional, affordable veterinary care for their furry family members. Our clients will always be treated with respect, dignity, and compassion as if they were our own. It is our desire to make lasting relationships with our clients and to be there for our patients through every stage of life. Plus, reasonably priced pet food and supplies. Milliken Animal.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. 6:43 left here in the second quarter. And West is going to punt the ball, which is a smart move. Pushed back to about the 47, 48-yard line and met rudely. Good special teams play. And a big hit by Greeley West. And that was Andres Soria in on the tackle. I am just amazed at the execution that we're seeing here with Greeley West. Mostly juniors and sophomores here tonight. So doing the right things against a very good Roosevelt Rough Rider team. So this has to energize the defense because they had a nice series to stop Roosevelt earlier. There's the handoff. There's the spin move. Nothing there. So Devin Sanchez maybe got a yard or two on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Roosevelt in the last game that they played rushing-wise had 273 yards rushing. Passing-wise, which we're not used to seeing this, 122 yards passing against Thornton. Total yards per game, very good, 395. Anytime you're over 320, heading towards 400, you've had a good night. Play action might have been a broken play. Being chased, spinning out of trouble. Great play. And that was huge. Getting out of a lot of trouble was Trent Beal. So 2 juniors going at it here tonight, really showing off their stuff and doing a great job for both teams. So one of those tough decisions, you have a good mobile quarterback in Beal who can run. We haven't really seen him run except to escape, but we've not seen a designed run play by Beal here this evening. Here's the play action. Let's see what he does with this. Going deep, got a man wide open. And that was a huge throw and catch. Looks similar to what we saw with Greeley West. Heading in the same direction, literally. So Beal with a nice throw on the play action. And a good route, and it's a 1st down. Ball now sitting on the 14-yard line. Roosevelt looking to try to go ahead here before halftime. Left side on a run, going to go for the corner, going to try to cut it with a speed. Does so. Let's see if they give him the touchdown. They've not signaled it. It looks like he goes out at about the 1-yard line. Wow, what a foot race that was by Roosevelt. And it was Angelo Hurtado, who is very quick. Hurtado really saw a lot of action in his freshman and sophomore years when Roosevelt made that run. When we called those games, it was really hard because both Angelo and Cameron looked very similar and both had the same kind of speed. So something in the Hurtado genes, literally. Play action looking. There's the throw, going to be a little bit high and tipped. So good defensive play once again by Greeley West. We saw that in the last series and prevented Roosevelt from scoring. Speaking of Hurtado, in the last game that they played against Thornton, had 105 yards rushing. Passing-wise, oddly enough, it was Chris Templeman who played in the game. It was not Trent Beal, but they started Trent Beal tonight. Templeman had 68 yards passing. Then they brought in Beal to finish it out. If you're Roosevelt and Warringer, Coach Warringer, that's a good problem to have 2 good quarterbacks. Bursting through easily and getting the touchdown for Roosevelt was Angelo Hurtado. So a great series here for Roosevelt, answering right back, 4-24. We knew they were going to score quickly. This is a team that's way too good at execution, and you've got a very good passing mobile quarterback in Beal. This might be their starting quarterback. We've not seen, obviously, Templeman. Templeman we saw a little bit last year. But Beal clearly looking very smooth in the pocket and making good decisions in this ball game. 6-6 tie. They're going to go for 2. Trying to burst it up and not able to. So we remain at 6-6. Interesting ball game here from District 6 Stadium. You're watching the game of the week. You can get a copy of this game very simply just by going to the District 6 website, and we'll get you that information here at halftime. Cost is a measly $10, and you can re-watch this over and over again in the years to come. So a very good opening here for both West and Northridge. Roosevelt, due to the fact that for Greeley West, as we mentioned earlier, this is their opening game, and it looks like they've already played a couple of games by some of the defensive effort that we've seen so far, and offensively looking very good for a very young team. Roosevelt, of course, this is a team that had a number of players last year, meaning Hurtado being one of them, and several of the other offensive line players that we've seen, a lot of seniors, executing very, very well. So this could be a very interesting game as we head into the second half. Don't go away. Ball going to be taken at about the 7-yard line. That's Starks making a nice cut and return, taking it down to about the 29-yard line. Really got to like what you're seeing here in TJ Starks. We did not see a whole lot of him last year. But on the return, keep in mind he's got another year yet. And at 195, most likely he'll gain a few more pounds. Really would be good college material. So Starks so far with a good evening. We'll get some numbers here at halftime for you for both teams to give you an idea for the home crowd. Greeley West, and of course, not too far away, Roosevelt Rough Riders out of Johnstown. So West now looking to answer right back. There's a handoff to Starks. Defense is there, trying to slow him down. Host of Riders taking down Starks, but he did get a nice gain out of the play. So it was Noah Craig, number 32, leading the tackle for Roosevelt. So they officially gave him 2 yards while sitting on the 31-yard line, second down. It will be interesting to see if Coach Renoff goes more to the air. You can see looking to set this up in this out of the shotgun. There's the keeper, first time tonight. And that was Derek West, so more of a wildcat type of run there for Greeley West. Would not be surprised if Derek West was used to throw the ball. He is very athletic. We have not seen him throw anything yet, meaning last year when he played a lot. But you never know what Coach Renoff will pull, and you never know of the athleticism. It's going to be false start by Greeley West, so they're going to push this one back. So running out of the Wildcat didn't work, so that's going to get pushed back. And making it a very interesting play call here for Coach Renoff. Ball now sitting on the, looks like the 26-yard line. So you can see, interesting, a lot of the offensive line players literally have the cards on their arm as the numbers are being called out for the plays. You could see them actually looking at what play number it is. I've not seen that in high school football. This is new. More like what you'd see in a college level game. So again, a lot of discussion here. And finally setting this one up. And it looks like, yep, it's Derek West back in the Wildcat. Let's see if they go back to that. He's going to keep it. Almost the same play. Not the result that they wanted. So a great opportunity here for Roosevelt. This is third down, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. If they can hold Greeley West here and get good field position the way they move the ball down, there's still plenty of time for Roosevelt to take the lead, as it's all knotted up at 6. Both teams not able to get either the 2-point conversion or the extra point in Greeley West case. It's all about rhythm, and these opening games, especially since they're non-league games, are very important tune-up games for both teams. Flag on the play. We will get I didn't see movement, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't. It's going to go against West, so somewhere on the offensive line there was movement. We'll get the official call on this from the referees. But West not helping the effort. It looks like they're going to wave it off now. So a lot of... First they were going to move West back, and now it looks like they will remain where they were. So again, we have 2 minutes left. And we're going to go ahead and take a short break. You're watching the Game of the Week here on District 6 Television. We'll be right back. Welcome back to District 6 Stadium, 3rd down and 10. We'll see if West goes to the air. So far, they've run a couple of wildcat plays. We'll see what kind of hole there is. Nice, and it's going to be a little bit short of the first down, but a nice call on the screen. So it gets back to Coach Renoff. Again, keep in mind, it's under 2 minutes now. Is he going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down? It looks like he is on 4th and 1. So Rojas now with an opportunity. Keep in mind there's movement on the line. It's going to go against West. So that ruined an opportunity, and most likely we'll see if they punt here. Yep, movement on the line. So you're starting to see a little bit of a rash of mistakes here by Greeley West. This is a younger team. And we've seen some movement on the line a couple of times here by the West Spartans. But up until this point here in the last minute or two, it's been pretty error-free. Minute 30, this is an important kick here that you don't want to give them a whole lot of room to score, because this is a team, meaning Roosevelt, that can score quickly that we saw. It looks like they're trying to figure out, we're not sure, they're looking at the scoreboard, so they didn't like what they saw. We think they're going to add 3 seconds onto the scoreboard, and having a little trouble. There it is. They added those 3 seconds, so it went from a minute 30 to a minute 33. Nonetheless, West has to punt. We're not sure if this is a timeout or what's really having trouble getting through this final minute and a half here. Going to be a discussion here with the Stripes. Probably has to do with the scoreboard here again. Now they're moving it down to a minute 30. So they went from a minute 30 to a minute 33, and they've decided back to a minute 30. Nice kick. And that's exactly what you wanted to do, pushing the ball way back down to the 25-yard line. That was an important kick here for Greeley West, because if it had been shanked and maybe a 20-yarder, that would have given Roosevelt, with plenty of time with a minute and 23, to march it down quickly. This will now force Roosevelt to really go more to the air and less on the ground game. Roosevelt does have a good ground game, but West has been very effective as of late, stopping big drives. So we will see if Warringer does the play action. So far, we've seen several pass plays off of the play action that have been effective. So Beal is set. Looking left, going opposite field. Got a man open, going to go out of bounds. Got the first down. Nice throw and catch. Good fundamental football. Hitting his receiver in Tanner Shuffler. Flag is down, so we'll see if it's against West or if it's going to be on the offensive line. We haven't seen any official call here. So they're going to call ineligible receiver, so that's going to push it back. And this is exactly what Greeley West needed. And exactly what Roosevelt did not need. So it pushes it back, and the ball now, officially, is sitting. We're going to spot it here. It looks like at about the 19-yard line. Originally on the 35. Pass in the flat, nice cut back, and he gets some of that back. But still, the clock, more importantly, is running. And timeout-wise, Roosevelt had plenty of timeouts, had 3, and West has 2. So a timeout is taken. We're just going to keep it right here. You look at the history of Greeley West and how they've fared against a number of teams. Roosevelt last year winning that one 35-11. But really their biggest success, if you will, is against crosstown rivals Greeley Central, and it's a 12-1 record. Their next best record is against Mountain View, who really, their program has really picked up at 8-0, and then it comes to Thompson Valley with an 8-4 record over them. Niwot, who traditionally has always been tough at 7-2. So setting this one up, we will see now what Roosevelt tries to pull out. They're calling it 2nd and 7. But really the enemy is the clock here. The defender got a hand on it, but a nice run by Beal. He's got some room and very smartly runs out of bounds. Instead of trying to extend it, stop the clock with 55 seconds left. That was a great decision and a great play. Because the West defender was in on him and flushed him out of the pocket, he kept his head and went down the left sideline and extended that play. That was easily as good as a pass play. So the ball now sitting on the 49-yard line, and the Riders are knocking and marching. Going to go deep. We'll see if it should be knocked down, and it's intercepted. Nice play by Greeley West, stepping right in front. And you could see the air on the ball was way too high. So Soria, with another big play, denied the touchdown pass earlier in the ball game, comes up with a big interception with 46 seconds. Clearly, Beal just got that one way too high, being chased, and allowed 2 defenders to get back, and Soria coming up with the ball. So West has done a very good job of coming up with big defensive plays just when they needed them. That's the 3rd big defensive play of this half. 46 seconds left. Being flushed out. Here comes the defense. They're going to wrap him up. Loses the handle. We'll see who comes up with it. And it looks like West did fall on the ball, but that was dangerous because if Roosevelt had come up with that, there's still plenty of time. They have plenty of timeouts. Wow, that was huge. So now Greeley West, the clock is still running. They're just going to be content to try to let this one run out. And there is finally a timeout on the play. But that was huge. So with 20 seconds left here in the quarter, 6-6 tie here from District 6 Stadium, we'll take a timeout. Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. And a huge play there, and more importantly, the location in the neighborhood where the ball is sitting, and it is on the 1-yard line. So this is an important play here for Greeley West. Roosevelt would love to knock this one loose. Still plenty of time to take the lead here. Understandably, you're going to see mistakes on both sides. But what I've been impressed with is this young Greeley West squad staying with more of a senior-clad Roosevelt Rough Riders. Blast up the middle. That's huge. And close to the first down. What a huge play by West on the explosion up the middle. And that was Rodrigo Perez. And he is a sophomore at 5'7", 164. Amazed at some of the speed that we're seeing here by Greeley West. So a big defensive play and a nice run. And the tie still remains. We're all knotted up at 6 here from District 6 Stadium. You're watching the game of the week, and we will take a timeout.
Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496. At Milliken Animal Clinic, our purpose is to serve the residents of Northern Colorado by providing exceptional, affordable veterinary care for their furry family members. Our clients will always be treated with respect, dignity, and compassion as if they were our own. It is our desire to make lasting relationships with our clients and to be there for our patients through every stage of life. Plus reasonably priced pet food and supplies. Milliken Animal Clinic, affordable veterinary care. Call 970-518-1252.
Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496. At Milliken Animal Clinic, our purpose is to serve the residents of northern Colorado by providing exceptional, affordable veterinary care for their furry family members. Our clients will always be treated with respect, dignity, and compassion as if they were our own. It is our desire to make lasting relationships with our clients and to be there for our patients through every stage of life. Plus reasonably priced pet food and supplies. Milliken Animal Clinic, affordable veterinary care. Call 970-518-1252.
Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560. Rick's Furniture.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. We're at halftime, and it's a 6-6 ball game. And really, it's been a very interesting ball game from the standpoint of two different styles of running and playing for both teams and defense. You look at the Roosevelt Rough Riders, looks a lot more, as we have alluded to, like Greeley West of old that we have seen, more with a passing attack with running as well, and good running. But Greeley West has really taken on more of that running game with a younger team. Jason Renoff does have a very good quarterback who is a junior who has come through and made some very good decisions, especially when he has been pressured by the Roosevelt defense. But we are going to give you numbers here as we get into the third quarter. But we thought we'd talk a little bit about at halftime what's to come for both Roosevelt as well as Greeley West. So after tonight, this is where it gets interesting. Really, if you will, the fire begins for both teams. Greeley West will take on Longmont, who is always very good. That will be the next game on a Friday evening at 6:30. That will be here at District 6 Stadium. Then Greeley West travels to Frenchfield in Fort Collins to take on the Lambkins. That's going to be a 6 p.m. start. Another tough team that really has done a great job in their program, has been very solid for the last 5 and 6 years, is the Windsor Wizards. West will have that as a home game. The Wizards will come here on the 21st of September. That's a 6:30 game. Then the crosstown rivalry game against Greeley Central, of course, that's here on the 29th of September. Then as we move forward, interesting, Greeley West, this is now in their league. They will take on Grand Junction at Ralph Stoker Stadium in Grand Junction. So they'll be the Road Warriors, and that will be on the 5th of October. Then a team that we're very familiar with, the Broomfield Eagles. Greeley West will have them here at home on the 13th of October. Then another team that has now entered into the league, oddly enough, as we mentioned, Grand Junction, Brighton, who Greeley West played last year, the Bulldogs. That will be here on the 20th of October. Then Niwot, who we've seen a lot over the years, on the 28th, just before Halloween. And the final game, which will be at home this year, will be against the Loveland Indians, which is always a tough team, and Loveland is very good this year. So West, this is a very good tune-up team for a young team in Jason Renoff, in the fact that they will actually really be tested heavily early, and it'll be good for the rest of the league as they place the Longs Peak League. We're just about ready to go here, about 28 seconds left here before we get back into it. We're going to take a short break. We're at halftime. It's 6-6 tie, Greeley West and Roosevelt. We'll be right back. Welcome back to District 6 Stadium, just finishing up halftime. It is a 6-6 tie, and boy, what a game it has been. We've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen a lot of good running, a lot of rushing by both teams. We're going to give you those numbers just momentarily. And some very good passing and some very good defensive plays, more so on the Greeley West side, doing a terrific job of shutting down Roosevelt when it looked like they had two opportunities to score in less than the 10-yard line, and West both on an interception and a fumble recovery, preventing and a knockdown, especially by Andre Soria, who both has an interception and a knockdown, to prevent. So it will be West set to kick off to Roosevelt. We'll give you some numbers here for Greeley West. On the rushing side, Derek West had 8 rushes for 38 yards. DJ Starks, very impressive, had 8 rushes for 64 yards. And it was also Perez, number 28, with 6 rushes for 35 yards. So very, very well-balanced rushing here for Greeley West. On the passing side for Greeley West, 5 out of 9 and 78 yards. Actually, check that. 2 attempts for 22 yards passing for Greeley West. We'll give you the numbers here for Roosevelt momentarily, but we are set to get underway here in the second half. Good to have you along. Ball going to be taken at about the 15-yard line. That's Angelo Hurtado being thrown out of bounds around the 30-yard line. For Roosevelt, very balanced attack also. The quarterback Beal rushing for 5 attempts for 56 yards. Hurtado 6 attempts for 28 yards. And it was Devin Sanchez also with 4 attempts and 15 yards. On the passing side, that's really where Roosevelt did a terrific job. 5 out of 9 for 78 yards. So we've seen more of a balanced attack here from Roosevelt, where more rushing side for Greeley West. Handoff, falling forward is Hurtado. But really the key in this game, in my mind, has been the defensive play of Greeley West, because Roosevelt had 2 big attempts and really should have scored, being within less than 10 yards and just not able to get it in, and the defense really stiffening on the pass as well as the run. Handoff Hurtado. He's going to get close to the first down, spinning forward, should have gotten it. That extra effort in Angelo, you will see, uses that spin move very, very well. And with the speed, very slippery. He's hard to get down. So if you try to arm tackle him, not a good idea strategy-wise. You need to wrap him up. He's way too slippery and way too fast. And if you miss him on an arm tackle, he can go down the sideline with the speed that he has. So interestingly, they have decided to go more running through Hurtado, who is the senior, and going with more experience running here to start off the second half in Warringer, meaning the coach for Roosevelt. Flag on the play, going to move it up. So that moves it to the 44-yard line, and in business is the Riders in their white clad. Generally, when we've seen the Riders in the past, they either wear the gray or the black, tonight sporting white new uniforms. Looking pass, Beal short-armed it, had a man open, but not able to connect. But in the neighborhood was Soria, who's hungry for a second interception. You could see him anticipating. So most likely Beal saw him and short-armed it on purpose, not to throw the interception, because it would have been a wide open field to take it home for 6. Good to have you along. Beautiful night here at District 6 Stadium. Opening game of the 2017 season. And Roosevelt using last year's loss as motivation to try to win this one over Greeley West. Being flushed out of the pocket. Good defense, but again, another great offensive run by Beal, ad-libbing, and getting not only the first down, but a chunk more. Beal has done that 3 times tonight, where the West defense did a great job of flushing him out of the pocket, but with that speed, able to turn something that was very negative into something very positive. So it's first down. Ball now sitting on the 34-yard line. Riders hungry and on the move. Hurtado met at the line of scrimmage, may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up second down. So this will be a test here for Greeley West. You can see Roosevelt going more with the senior clad Hurtado. Some good decisions by Beal. And this young defense is going to be tested early. Soria doing a good job so far for Greeley West. Don't forget Clark in the linebacker position, also very experienced. Looking pass, going to go deep, trying to lob one over the defender. Let's see if the flag is thrown. No flag. Roosevelt wanting a flag thrown, but just a good defensive play. Both getting tripped up. It's going to bring up third down. So we'll see if the defensive West can pull another rabbit out of the hat defensively. Every time they've been challenged, they've been answering right back, and that's why we have a 6-6 tie. Both teams, a recap here for you. West had an opportunity to put the extra point across, but there was a missed snap, and Derek West was tackled and not able to take it in. For Roosevelt, and it looks like they're going to move the flags. And we'll see officially now the ball on the 19-yard line. So a turn of events here, an opportunity here for Roosevelt with first down. Losing the handle, that might have been big. We'll see who came up with it. But Roosevelt losing the handle earlier on the two-point conversion, not able to do anything, so that's why we have a 6-6 tie. Loss on the play of 2, that brings up 2nd and 12. So make sure to watch the rebroadcast of this nightly on Comcast Channel 16, District 6 Television. Check your listings. 9:22 left, Roosevelt on the move. Execution important here for the Riders. There's movement on the line. No flag. Now the flag is thrown. You could see the West defensive lineman initially went over, and we'll get you the official number here. So it is going to go against West, and it was Ty Starks, the junior, the nose guard, at 6'1" and 282. So Roosevelt now at 2nd, and we're going to call it 7. Maybe this is the break that they needed. Play action. There's the keeper. There's the pitch. Hurtado going to go for the corner. There's the spin move down to about the 11-yard line. It's going to bring up third down. So Roosevelt, to really get some kind of offensive momentum going here, needs to score here. They've been denied the last couple of times down. 3rd and 2. 8:24 left here in the third quarter. Double flake. Here's the defender. Is he going to eat it? And nice tackle. Wow, that was a huge play. And West doing it once again with a huge play just when they needed. It was Joseph Pacencia in on the tackle from his linebacker position coming in. You could see trying to spin out of it was Beal. This time nothing do. That was a great tackle, holding on, literally hanging onto his jersey and getting his hand around the waist and pulling down the slippery Beal. So a huge loss, and now it's 4th and 21. Ball sitting on the 26-yard line. Looking pass. Plenty of time. Here comes the defense, and yanked down again. So Cody Hernandez coming in from his defensive end position, making the tackle, but that was set up by a very good secondary covering the wide receivers, because you could see Beal had plenty of time. He was dancing, looking for somebody to get open, and while that was happening, in comes the rush, meaning Cody Hernandez, the big train coming in, putting the hit down. And now it's Greeley West ball taking over on downs and in a good position. Crowd going electric. Ball sitting on the 38-yard line. There's the pitch. Starks is having a good game. Got another hole. Going to get the first down and more. You can see the extra effort trying to hang on to the ball and in Rider territory at the 40-yard line. So DJ Starks with a huge run, extra effort, and Jason Renoff got to be very happy with what he sees, not only in the running of Starks, but the hole that was provided for Starks. So Starks, very understandably, wearing gold shoes. You can see why, almost like a track star, color of his helmet, and he's now in a whiteout position. There's the handoff. That's Derek West blasting, part of the two-headed monster. Nice run going over the left tackle. That offensive line, very good this evening for Greeley West. So two very big runs, and West now in a good position, ball sitting on the 29-yard line, and West getting the first down, meaning Derek West. Handoff, Starks. This is money, heading towards the corner. Gets knocked out of bounds before scoring right around the 6-yard line. So another first down. Flag on the play. There might be some kind of late hit, we'll see, or unnecessary roughness. Now, for us as announcers, I think unnecessary roughness is when they don't have coffee ready for us. So they're going to call a delay of game against Greeley West. We'll see what this does to the beautiful run by Starks. Because Starks is having a terrific game, as we mentioned, coming into the third quarter, had 64 yards. He's had a couple of big yards rushes already, pushing him up in the 80-yard mark as far as the evening is concerned. If he keeps this up, clearly could have over 100 yards for the evening. Keep in mind, this is the first game for Greeley West of the season. Roosevelt's already had a game, and a very decisive game over Thornton, 46-0 last week in 0 week. We're going to give you some numbers here in regards to what other teams did in 0 week coming up in just a moment. So they finally decide where they're going to mark it. Doesn't matter, it's first down. Handoff. That's Derek West spinning, getting extra yards as well. You think back to the history of Greeley West, you think of names like Stephen Bunning, Max Morgan, as far as power and speed, and that's what we're seeing again here tonight in both Starks and Derek West. Very similar. And I would say Derek West more like Max Morgan with the power running and speed, and clearly Starks more like Stephen Bunning. But keep in mind, Starks is actually a little bit bigger at almost 200 pounds. Handoff, there is Starks trying to bounce it. You can see the scrum. We'll see where the official mark is. 5:26 left here in the third quarter. Good ball game. 6-6 tie. West knocking on the door, looking to break the tie. And I'm a little surprised with Roosevelt going for the 2-point conversion versus going extra point earlier. So there it is, everybody looking at their armbands as far as the plays. You don't see that, as I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, of high school teams all having play armbands. Usually it's just a quarterback, maybe the wideouts too. There's the handoff, met quickly as West and snuffed. Huge play, and that was big by Roosevelt coming through. And the first one through was Brandon Obrecht, the senior linebacker, coming through with a big hit. Interesting decision here for Jason Runoff at 4th and now 7. So both teams coming through with some big defensive plays. And a lot of it was the linebackers shooting the gaps and making the first stop, or at least slowing the play down. Play action. Looking for an opening. There was somebody waving in the end zone, but it's going to be overthrown. For the moment, there was a receiver for Greeley West. You could see him. That was Pacencia waving, but there's a flag on the play. This is one of those hold your breath moments, and it's going to go against Greeley West. Understandably, that's denied. So a good series here by Roosevelt, doing the Greeley West imitation defensively and denying the score. So Roosevelt will come out and take over on downs. But keep in mind the neighborhood that they're going to be starting around the 10-yard line. So if West can come up with a big defensive play here, could either get it back on a punt, or if they can force a fumble, could make this very interesting. So a missed opportunity now by the guys in blue and gold. Beal looking, going to look pass, throwing across his body, intercepted. That was a huge play. Wow. So that was Ramirez now coming up with the interception for West. And West now with another opportunity here. That's why they have preseason, or shall we say non-league games, to get the execution down, because Beal has been very hot as far as his passing. But keep in mind, Beal now has 2 interceptions on the evening. That one by Ramirez, and of course we saw the one earlier. So Ramirez and Soria, the bookends, coming up with 2 big plays for Greeley West. Ball on the 27. There's the pitch. Guess who? Starks with the golden shoes. Why not? Making another good gain. Very smooth. You can see very smooth in his gait in running, and he's only a junior. Colleges are going to love this guy when he comes out. Most likely UNC will be looking at him, if not already. They always say, as far as scouting for colleges, it's the junior year. So if you're DJ, you're making a statement early. He's going to be easily over 100 yards for the game. Play action. Going to go back. Here comes the defense. Little scramble. Nice throw and catch. Going to Starks. So a great reaction and read also by Greeley West coming through. Both Beal for Roosevelt, and of course now Greeley West coming up with a good read in Rojas, hitting Starks. And you could see he was watching the line of scrimmage and making the good play and getting the first down. Nice throw and play. Looks like a rewind here, doesn't it? Ball sitting on the 10-yard line. Pitch left side. Why not? Go to Stark. Going to try to go corner. He's got the corner. Touchdown. So DJ Starks, we're going to say unofficially close to the 100-yard mark with the big touchdown, and he just outran the defenders. Got a nice block, but really with that kind of speed, very tough to get down. So a good angle by DJ, and it puts the Spartans ahead 12-6. So if you're the Riders, this is not the position you want to be in. This is a team that is a very good team, and don't count these Riders out. This is a team that clearly could do something. Here goes the West, I won't say cheerleaders. What do they call them? We'll figure out the name of them, but they're going to be doing some push-ups momentarily. carrying the big West flag. You'll probably hear the cannon go off. That's Starks heading towards the end zone for the two-point conversion, and he gets it. So DJ Starks, not only with the touchdown, but the two-point conversion, and it's a 14-6 ball game. With 2:31 left here in the third quarter, West now taking the lead. We'll take a timeout.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Really, it's the DJ Starks show, and let's give Rojas some credit with an Aaron Rodgers-like play there with the hesitation, keeping his head up, and that shows you not only the versatility but the maturity of Rojas as he hit DJ Starks on the pass play to keep the drive going, and then it was all DJ Starks, and DJ Starks once again getting the two-point conversion. So it's 2:31 left, West on top, 14-16. Roosevelt set to receive, taking it on the 18-yard line. Looking for some holes. Nice run back, going to take it up to around the 30-yard line. Plenty of time for the Riders. This is a very potent offense. They can score very quickly. But keep in mind that West defense, they really tighten up as it almost sounds like a commercial, tighten up, sorry for the pun. But really, once they get down in the 20-yard line, down to the 10, and even less than that, 5 yards and in, West gets very, very tough, as we've seen a couple of interceptions, a knockdown, and a fumble recovery. So we'll see if the defense can pick it up here. They have done so far, held Roosevelt, who, keep in mind, put almost 400 yards last week on the board. Oh, nice run. It's Hurtado. It's off to the races. He's going to go corner. Let's see if they can catch him down to the 20. He's going to take it home, and that'll do it. Touchdown. But there is a flag on the play. Angelo with a nice cutback. He is the version of DJ Starks for the Riders with a good cut, and it's going to go against the Riders. So it looks like a holding call against the Riders, and that great run, there it is, will be called back. That one has got to hurt because that was a beautiful run by Angelo Hurtado. But this is an offense that can score very, very quickly. We've seen a number of pass plays because of runners like Hurtado on the play action, and that has drawn West in and allowed some good routes. And, of course, we've seen some great pass plays setting up the one lone score. Tri-Valley League coming into this, it was Roosevelt winning last week. Berthoud also won last week, as did Holy Family. Yet to play tonight is Erie, Frederick, and Meade. Greeley Central already losing in 0 week, losing to Berthoud 43-7. That was last night. Play action, there it is, looking past Beal. There's the defense, but Beal outrunning them. Again, nice spin move. It's almost like a magician. You think he's going to go down, and somehow Beal not only spins out of it, but then turns on the extra gear and is able to pick up the yards just when you think you've got him for a big loss. So gaining a lot of that loss back. That was a huge play by Beal. Doing it with the legs. It brings up second down. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Pitch right side. Hurtado going to get the first down. And maybe 1 or 2 extra for good measure. So Angela, I want to call him Cameron. Looks so much like him. With a nice run, getting the first down. As I look at these riders, I really think this is a great game for them to be in. Because they're going to face Holy Family coming up. They will face Berthoud, who is good this year. And they're going to need this passing attack that we're seeing here from Beal. And more importantly, the ability of Beal to be able to scramble and get out of tough situations. Power up the middle, nice run. Going to get a burst of about 6. So that's Devin Sanchez, who had a good first half, with a burst. And we're just under a minute here in the third quarter. Very entertaining third quarter. Second down, 4 yards. Plenty of time here to set up really the fourth quarter for Roosevelt in the score. Taking their time. Another handoff to Sanchez. Gets hammered. Going to be short of the first down. So Bruning in on the tackle for Greeley West. And most likely they're going to just let this one run out. So really a good third quarter by Greeley West, and even if you want to say the last minute or two by Roosevelt to answer back with the legs of Beal. So after 3 in the books, Greeley West now on top, 14-6. We'll take a timeout.
At Milliken Animal Clinic, our purpose is to serve the residents of Northern Colorado by providing exceptional, affordable veterinary care for their furry family members. Our clients will always be treated with respect, dignity, and compassion as if they were our own. It is our desire to make lasting relationships with our clients and to be there for our patients through every stage of life. Plus reasonably priced pet food and supplies. Milliken Animal Clinic, affordable veterinary care. Call 970-518-1252.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium as we enter into the fourth quarter. Roosevelt now looking to answer back on some very good running by Beal. That's odd to say that as a quarterback, but making more Michael Vick-like moves and doing a terrific job of getting out of trouble and turning something very bad into something very good. 3rd down and 1. Ball sitting on the 31-yard line. Burst up the middle, going to get the first down. No surprise there. So Roosevelt doing a good job of mixing it up, but you think about what we've seen Beal do tonight. A lot of his play actions have not gone to his strong side. He's gone to his weak side and made some nice throws going left, throwing from his right. That tells you about 2 things. One is the coach is impressed with him, knows what he can do, and very comforting, or comfort level is huge with Beal in the ability to be able to throw and have the arm to do it when he does so. Ball on the 28-yard line. Handoff, Hurtado. Hurtado going up the middle this time. We'll see what the official mark is. But so far we have seen Angelo more going left side and right side, not up the middle, and using his speed. We saw that big burst, of course, the hold that took back the big gain. 2nd and 7. Ball sitting on the, looks like 25-yard line. play action. There's the keeper by Beal. He's going to be short of the first down. Defense starting to pick up once again. We've seen West come up with some big plays. In on the tackle for Greeley West was Ty Starks once again, the nose guard. So a nice play. West starting to stiffen once again, 3rd and 4. Ball sitting on the 22-yard line. We'll talk more about the Longs Peak League here momentarily. But this is a big play here for Roosevelt. Handoff Hurtado, and guess what? He is thrown for a loss. Excellent read by Castillo in on the tackle for Greeley West. And just blew up the lineman, the offensive lineman for Roosevelt, and wrapped him up before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. So that brings up 4th and 7. And I'm not sure why Warringer before did not go extra point. Maybe he's just not confident in his place kicker. We'll see what they do here. So on 4th and 7, they're going to go for it once again. Clearly, for the average high school kicker, this is in their range. But there is a timeout on the field. And we're going to keep it here and talk about Greeley West and the Longs Peak League. Well, as you know, the history of Greeley West, we've covered this over the years. West, Central, Broomfield obviously has been in that league, Niwot. Well, we see some of those familiar faces, but we see some new ones. Now, in the Longs Peak League, nobody played during 0 week. So we have Brighton, Broomfield, Grand Junction, which Greeley West will travel to. Then there's Loveland and Niwot. So a lot of the games getting underway tonight. Prairie View will be at Brighton, Niwot at Adams City, and then Broomfield at Legacy. That should be a very good game. In 0 week in the 4A standings, Pueblo South won early, Coronado won, Rampart won, Fruita Monument won, and oddly enough, Dakota Ridge and Grand Junction Central lost, along with Mountain View, Montrose, Wheat Ridge. We've heard that name. Greeley Central, and the list goes on. We can include Thornton and Chatfield. Adams City will get underway tonight, along with Air Academy and Cheyenne Mountain. So all the fun begins tonight. And after this week, it starts counting as live bullets for a lot of these teams in their league. There's the pass. Hurtado trying to get away from the defenders, and the defense does not buy the fake. So a nice play. Spartans taking over. On the tackle is Placencia, holding his ground, and Hurtado losing yards, so West taking over. This will be the 4th great defensive series by Greeley West in this ball game. So if you're Roosevelt, you're trying all kinds of tricks to try to fool the West defense. But the defense, keep in mind, a sophomore and junior primarily clad defense, doing a great job here tonight against an experienced team in Roosevelt. So Rojas looking pass, going to go deep, and it's going to be overthrown. Nice idea trying to go to Placencia, but the defender was right there.
At the end of the 3rd quarter, Colorado still up 17-3 over CSU.
So Placencia, who is their junior tight end, also plays outside linebacker at 6'3". That is a good size for a high school tight end. Hovering around 200 pounds, and you can see has some speed. Most likely, as the season progresses, you'll see a lot more balls being thrown to Placencia. Handoff, Starks. This time they gang tackle Starks. May have gotten a yard. That'll bring up 3rd down. So Starks with an excellent ball game to open it up for Greeley West, and you're going to see a heavy diet of running here by West. Want to wear that clock out. They've got the lead at 14-6. West would love to chew a lot of clock here and get down and score, even if it's a field goal, to put this one away as soon as possible. Roosevelt needs a good defensive stand here to try to get it back before that clock wears out. Nice move. Got a couple of yards. That was Pacencia. We've not seen him in the running mode, coming in from his tight end position. Got a couple on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down. So West will be forced to kick here. So understandably, they're going to take their time to line up and try to wear this clock out, now under 8 minutes. But plenty of time here to not only score here with a touchdown, but clearly Roosevelt will go for the 2-point conversion, which they failed at early in the first quarter. Going to be a short kick. We'll see where it's downed. Going to go out of bounds at about the 32-33 yard line, where Roosevelt will begin once again. Good to have you along on the game of the week. 7:29 left. Greeley West with the lead, and really not only has it been good offense, but it really has been a good defensive game by Greeley West. That's really more of the story. Yes, we could paint the picture that it's been DJ Starks who's had a terrific game rushing, but let's not forget that defensive line and secondary has made some great plays, and Pacencia being one of them, with a knockdown and an interception. So Roosevelt now with an opportunity here. They need a quick play. They're going to go back to Hurtado, which they've done a lot. Defense is reading him very well, and knocked out of bounds. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage, but that defense, you saw 3 defenders just attacking that offensive line and blowing out the offensive line of Roosevelt. So Beal will be tested here because they're going to have to go to the air. Really the most effective runner this second half has been more Beal than even Hurtado. Looking pass, knocked and tipped. Almost intercepted. It was Pacencia getting his hand on it first, and you saw the volleyball action before it fell to the turf. But West coming up big once again, and again trying to knife one in there, but just unable to because West playing heads-up ball, keeping their heads up on defense and knocking balls down. 3rd and 13, ball sitting on the 30-yard line. Mike Ray, Dean Popejoy, Warren Ray bringing it to you. Good to have you along on the game of the week, opening game of the season, and make sure that you go to greeleyschools.org. You can pick yourself up a copy of this game. Nice throw and catch, but denied the first down. Hanging on to the ball after the big hit. So they actually say it was broken up. So that brings up 4th and 13. One of the things that I like that I'm seeing here with Greeley West is their ability to read the offense. Really, initially that first half, you saw Roosevelt really not only running but passing it well, but this second half, really reading very, very well the offense of Roosevelt. Many times we've seen the defenders just blowing out the offensive line. There's again, that just said just what, and that's going to go out of bounds and give West a great location on the shank hit. But that was forced clearly by the defender just blowing out the offensive line and flushing out the kicker, and then of course rushing that kick. So West is doing it in all phases. They're doing it offensively, they're doing it defensively, and special teams coming through very well on the punter. So West now with a golden opportunity here. It looks like they're going to mark it on the 49-yard line of the Riders. If they come down here and score with 47 left. This could be the end of the ball game. So a good showing here by the young-clad Greeley West Spartans. Handoff to West, meaning Derek West. Riders are there to give him a 1-yard loss. So Riders needing to do just what Greeley West has done, which is out-quick the offensive line of West. Because you know West is going to go with a heavy diet of running. They're just really going to just try to run this one out. Lining up on the right side on the wideout position is DJ Starks. Wouldn't be a bad idea to throw one to him. There's the pitch right side. Derek West is met and for a huge loss. That was a big play. So the Riders doing a terrific job doing the Greeley West imitation. It was Connor Doucette and Noah Craig in on the tackles and causing the huge loss. And now it's 3rd down and 17. So Riders really needed to force one here, meaning keep it 3 and out. Rojas looking, there's the screen, setting it up, nicely set up. But the defense is there, nice play. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, basically. So it's going to bring up 4th down. That is a huge play by the Riders defensively. So most likely Greeley West will kick here. Really important here is setting up the run back for the Riders. They're going to need not so much to try to rush the kicker, but protect the runner coming back. That's an important play here to set up the offense. Clock is running, 4:47. I wouldn't be surprised if they have Hurtado waiting to receive. And over end kick. And that's a good kick by Greeley West. Going to roll down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. Wow. You know, I'm just amazed at what we're seeing here with Greeley West. Big play after big play, whether it's offense, whether it's defense, or in this case, a very good punt to put really Roosevelt in the coffin corner. And Greeley West has been extra tough here in this quarter against the run. They have really outquicked the offensive line. It's not only the defensive line, but the linebackers shooting in, making the difference here. 14-6 ball game. Roosevelt now with their backs against the wall, literally, both not only score-wise, but location-wise. We'll see what kind of magic Beal can pull off. There's the handoff, no surprise. Nice run by Hurtado, going to get the 1st down and more. It's going to be a foot race and pulled out of bounds. Wow. That was a huge play. They gave Hurtado one little space, basically, and he just outran him. So you're seeing 2 very good running performances by Angelo Hurtado and DJ Starks for Greeley West. So instead of being on the 1 yard line, they're now sitting on the 35 yard line with a huge gain for the Riders. So it looks like they're going to change the game clock. We're hearing they're going to put either some more time on. We'll see what they end up doing. We saw this earlier in the ball game. So they moved it from 4:10 to 4:15. So Angelo Hurtado keeping his team in the game. There's the burst up the middle. And a nice run and gain there close to the 1st down for the Riders by Devin Sanchez. And there is a player down for Greeley West. So with the player down, we're going to take a short timeout with 4:02 left in the ball game. Greeley West on top, 14-6. Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. It was Andre Soria, the Greeley West Spartan, that went down, but fortunately able to get up. Probably got his bell rung. It looked like he got hit pretty hard, but able to walk off under his own power. That's good news. They're going to check him for concussion most likely, but keep in mind it was Soria with that first interception of the ball game. So Placencia and Soria, the bookends doing, there's movement. Going to go against Roosevelt. Most likely it will go against Obrecht. You could see him jumping offside. So if you're Roosevelt, after that big run, this is not what you want to have happen. So that brings up 2nd down and 7, and the ball now sitting on the 39-yard line. If you're a positive thinker, you're thinking, okay, you're chewing a little clock here for Roosevelt. If they can go down and score here and get the 2-point conversion, it'll make it a tie ball game. And then we go into overtime. Wouldn't that be fun for the opening game? Play action. Beal looking, got plenty of time. He's going to run it. Going to go for the first down, gets it, and goes out of bounds and stops the clock. You know, again, Beal doing really a couple of quarterback imitations here tonight. Both Michael Vick and Aaron Rodgers, you take your pick. But some very heads-up play by Beal, and has more rushing yards than he does on the passing side, even though he's made some very good passes tonight. 3:37 left. Riders on the move. First down, ball sitting on the 46-yard line. Power run up the middle, nothing there. Met by a Spartan sandwich. So we'll see if the Spartans can answer back again. They've had 5 big defensive plays in series where really Roosevelt could have scored on any one of those series. And so far it has been the Spartans holding the Riders, who put up a lot of numbers last week, to only 6. But keep in mind, yards on the ground and passing, the Riders have had a good night. That's where the numbers are deceiving. Pitch right side, Hurtado. Another nice run by Angelo. Wouldn't be surprised if Angelo goes and eats a couple of pizzas after this one with all the energy that he's putting into this ball game. I would say he and Beal both, with all the running that they've done so far. I bet they keep dominoes under their little wristbands there for a call. Get that pepperoni pizza ready for them after the ball game. 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Looking pass. Going to go with the screen. Able to pick it off the carpet, basically. But nothing going because of the great defensive play by Placencia. Again, not buying it was Placencia trying to complete it to Jared Sturkle. So it turns out to be a loss of 1 and 4th down, so they have to go for it. Under 2 minutes left in this ball game. West sitting in a good position, ball sitting at the 49-yard line of the Riders. So Very important series here for the Riders. They need to keep this going. Yes, you want to chew clock, but at the same time, you don't want to use too much clock because you're looking at not only a touchdown here, but you need a 2-point conversion. And so far, the Riders have been denied every time coming down, literally since the first quarter. So it has been a huge night for Greeley West. After tonight, Roosevelt will travel, and they take on Longmont. Oddly enough, Greeley West will be playing Longmont as well. Roosevelt will have them on the 15th of September at home. That'll be their first real home game of the season. Then they travel and take on Silver Creek. That'll be on the 22nd. Lewis Palmer, they will entertain at home on the 29th. And then it will be Meade. That will be a tough game. Meade is very good this year, and they will travel to Meade. 4th down, needing a first. Good idea, giving it to Beal. There's the throw, got a man open, and a nice connection, got plenty for the first down, and more importantly, getting out of bounds. So a nice throw and catch. But there is a flag down going to TJ Sterling. We've seen this several times, and it's going to go against Roosevelt. This has happened several times on good plays. We saw that with Angelo Hurtado earlier in this quarter, where a big run was pulled back on a hold. So it's going to go, it looks like some kind of a chop block. Wow. You could see trying to allow the receiver some time, the chop block being made. And so they are pushed back, and now it's going to be 4th, and we're going to call it 4th and 15. Ball now sitting on the 40-yard line. This could be pretty much it for Roosevelt. If they're not able to convert here, it's a West victory. So whether West wins or not, this is a huge victory in so many different ways for Jason Renoff because of the execution and big defense. Here comes the rush. They're going to flush him out of the pocket. Beal going to run for his, he's got an opening. Going to have to make a cut. There's the spin move, and he gets the first down. Wow, that was huge. I mean, it looked like Beal was going down with the rush coming in. It was Pacencia putting the pressure, shooting the gap, and really stumbling forward and regaining his balance was Beal. He took one look and then just took off. Wow, this is the guy you want playing quarterback in Beal. I know you have Templeman, who's also a good quarterback, but Beal making a huge play. And keep in mind, there's 1 minute and 17 seconds left, and Roosevelt now in West territory, and they're now sitting on the 43-yard line. Don't go away. This is a dandy here from District 6 Stadium. We're going to finish this out as far as what the Riders, we're going to keep it right here. So as we mentioned, some big games for the Riders coming up. After they play against Meade, then they take on Berthoud in October. That will be at home, followed by Erie, which is another tough team. That will be at home on the 20th. Then they take on Frederick, which is a team that is starting to come into their own at Frederick. And then the final game will be a big one against Holy Family at Holy Family on the 3rd of November. So big play Beal, that's what we'll call him, with a first down. There's the throw, and throws it on the bounce. Got a man wide open and missing the throw. I mean, there was no one there in the neighborhood. And trying to go to Jared Sturkle. And the initial pass to TJ Sterling, who made the throw, was a bounce pass to start off with. That started the calamity of errors, and then you could see probably got a little excited with Sturkle on the throw and just lost the handle on the throw, and it went a wounded duck going out of bounds. But wide open was the receiver. A little bit of everything in this ball game. 2nd and 10. Looking again. Beal going across the body, wide open. Nice throw and catch, coming down with it. Wow. Another huge play by Roosevelt to Connery O'Donnell. Holy smokes, that was a great play. And there's a West defender down, taking his helmet off. And it looks like, yep, they're going to call a timeout. And if it's, yep, it's Brody Clark that's down. But he's getting up. He looks okay. But he took his helmet off. We're not sure exactly. Brody's going to walk off, and they're going to replace Brody. And coming in will be Loma Brendan. So Brody with the slow walk off. Brody's a tough kid, so he must have taken a big hit. And we're not sure what's wrong with Brody, but he's sitting down and laying down. So they're going to check him out. Oh, yeah, it looks like something to do with his legs. So they're checking Brody out. May have pulled a hamstring. So Roosevelt now, with less than a minute, the clock is now running. They still have a timeout left. And they're going to have to move this one. Beal looking, he's surveying the land, got a man open, and knocked down right at the end. Wow, what a huge defensive play by Greeley West. And on the knockdown, it was Jack Lovin. So Jack Lovin, who we saw last year with some big defensive plays, making the big play here, carrying over from 2016. So there is, of course, that was out of bounds on the throw, so that stops the clock. 43 seconds left. 2nd down. Ball sitting on the 12-yard line. Huge play here. There's the handoff going left side. It's Hurtado going corner. Bullies his way down to about the 1-yard line. Looked like two Rams going against each other, and Hurtado really bouncing off of the play. Wow, this has really turned into a great ball game, which we kind of expected. We really did expect this being a close ball game. Greeley West looking more like Roosevelt of old with their running attack, but laced with some very good passing. And really, you look at the quarterback play that we have seen here from Roosevelt in Beal, reminds me a little bit of Sean Blackmer. I mean, if you go back, I know we're going history lesson here, but Sean Blackmer a few years ago was very good at getting out of tough situations, going to his weak side and making some nice plays. We saw that in the 2008 championship where they went ahead in the ball game with less than a minute and throwing to Reed Miller for the touchdown. Little history there for you going back to 2008. 3rd and 3. Handoff. Hurtado is slammed. They're going to need to call timeout here. They do, most likely. So this brings up a very interesting 4th down call. So this will be the last timeout here by Roosevelt. So we're going to take one, too, with 30 seconds left. You're watching the game of the week. 14-6, West on top.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496.
So we are watching a dandy. Welcome back, District 6 Stadium. 30 seconds left. We've seen some drama here. And Greeley West with the last answer on the stuff on the run, bringing it up to 4th down. Potentially the final play of the game. Play action, good idea. Beal gonna run for it. There's the defense, and guess what? West with a big-time play by Pacencia, and very fitting that it's Joseph Pacencia with the big play. So if you're Roosevelt, you're thinking after those two big plays by Beal, understandably, you want to go to your bread and butter, which is Beal or Hurtado. They both had very good ball games. But that defense has really, that's the sixth big play or defensive stand that Greeley West has had in this ball game just when they needed it. So really it's a couple of kneel downs, and with their opening game with a young West squad could walk away with their first victory of the 2017 season. There's the kneel down, and that's pretty much going to do it because Roosevelt does not have any timeouts. West has one left. So a very short recap, and we'll call it a night here from District 6 Stadium. West, when they needed it, needed the big stops. When they needed it, needed a good run. When they needed it, they got a good pass. And the final score, Greeley West winning the opening round, if you will, and sending Roosevelt home with a second-year defeat, literally, because they beat